Today, we're diving into the intriguing world of one of the wealthiest and most secretive families in America, the Cargills. Behind their immense wealth lies a tapestry of scandals and controversies that have kept them shrouded in mystery. So buckle up as we uncover the untold story of the Cargill family. Before we dive into the scandals, let's understand who the Cargills are. The Cargill family is the powerhouse behind Cargill Incorporated, the largest privately held corporation in the United States, specializing in food, agriculture, financial, and industrial products and services. The story of the Cargill family begins back in 1865, when W. Cargill founded the business on the Iowa frontier in the aftermath of the Civil War. From humble beginnings as a grain storage warehouse, the Cargill Corporation has grown into a behemoth with operations spanning 67 countries and employing over 143,000 people and revenues surpassing $100 billion annually. But who are the Cargills? Despite their immense wealth and power, the Cargill family has maintained a remarkably low profile, living on ranches and farms in Montana and shying away from the public eye. According to Forbes, the Cargill family boasts 14 billionaires, making them the wealthiest family globally in terms of billionaire count. Their yearly revenue tops $134 billion, surpassing even corporate giants like Coca-Cola, Nestle, and Chevron combined. Over the past century and a half, the Cargill Corporation has engaged in aggressive mergers, acquisitions, and expansion into various sectors of the food industry. From grain storage to meat processing to food additives, Cargill's tentacles reach into almost every aspect of the food supply chain. But with great power comes great controversy. William Wallace. Cargill's vision laid the foundation for the family's empire, but it hasn't been smooth sailing. Over the years, the Cargills have faced their fair share of controversies and scandals that have rocked their reputation. Cargill has been accused of a litany of unethical practices, from exploiting child labor in the cocoa industry to engaging in violent evictions for land grabbing in countries like Indonesia and Brazil. Scandal 1: Labor exploitation. One of the darkest chapters in the Cargill family's history involves allegations of labor exploitation in their global supply chain. Reports have surfaced detailing instances of deplorable working conditions, excessively low wages, and even the involvement of child labor in some of their overseas operations. Investigations have uncovered cases where workers, often from impoverished backgrounds, are subjected to long hours of grueling labor without adequate breaks or safety measures. These allegations have cast a shadow over Cargill's operations, raising serious concerns about their commitment to upholding basic human rights and labor standards. Despite pledges to improve working conditions and ensure fair wages, critics argue that the family's efforts have fallen short, with exploitation continuing to persist in various parts of their supply chain. Moreover, the recent lawsuit filed by international rights advocates against Cargill, Mars, and Mondelez sheds light on the continued exploitation of child labor in cocoa plantations in Ghana, West Africa. Despite commitments made under the 2001 Harkin-Engel Protocol to eliminate the worst forms of child labor in cocoa production, by 2005, the prevalence of child labor has increased since then, with more than 1.5 million children involved in hazardous work in cocoa production in Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. The lawsuit accuses Cargill and the other defendants of knowingly profiting from child labor and failing to take adequate measures to address the issue, despite public commitments to the contrary. The allegations paint a grim picture of children being subjected to brutal conditions, including long hours, exposure to harmful pesticides without protective equipment, and the use of machetes, resulting in physical scars. Lead counsel Terry Collingsworth of International Rights Advocates asserts that Cargill's Cargill Cocoa Promise is a facade, and the company continues to profit from child slavery while exploiting poverty-stricken cocoa farmers by underpaying them. The lawsuit seeks to hold Cargill accountable for its actions and aims to disgorge the company's ill-gotten gains to benefit the children who have been forced into labor. Despite previous legal challenges, including a lawsuit filed in 2005 by the International Labor Rights Forum on behalf of 6 Malian children, the Supreme Court dismissed the case in June 2021, citing a lack of jurisdiction to charge American companies for complicity in child slavery outside the country. However, Collingsworth remains optimistic about the current lawsuit, stating that it utilizes common law claims to hold Cargill and other companies accountable for their human rights violations against children. Scandal 2: Environmental degradation. Another one of the most pressing issues facing Cargill today is its role in environmental degradation, particularly in regions like the Brazilian Cerrado and the Amazon rainforest. Environmentalists have long accused Cargill of contributing to deforestation, pollution, and habitat destruction. particularly in regions where they operate large-scale agriculture and livestock operations. The family has been criticized for prioritizing profits over sustainable practices, leading to irreversible damage to ecosystems and communities. This article, published in collaboration with the Bureau of Investigative Journalism, sheds light on Cargill's far-reaching impact on global agribusiness and the environment. With operations spanning 70 countries and employing approximately 155,000 people, Cargill Inc. has entrenched itself as a dominant force in the food industry, with its influence extending from farm to fork. Despite pledges to end deforestation in its supply chains, Cargill has been repeatedly linked to farms engaged in land clearance and habitat destruction. An investigation by Unearthed, the Bureau of Investigative Journalism, Reporter Brazil, and EcoStorm uncovered Cargill's links with Brazilian suppliers implicated in deforestation. Despite commitments to eliminate deforestation from its supply chains, Cargill continues to purchase crops from farms linked to the destruction of vital ecosystems. The findings raise questions about the effectiveness of Cargill's due diligence process and its commitment to corporate responsibility. While the company has pledged to move faster to eliminate deforestation, its continued sourcing from questionable suppliers undermines these efforts and perpetuates environmental degradation. Destruction of the Amazon rainforest has serious consequences for the climate, with experts fearing irreversible damage if deforestation continues unchecked. Despite the adoption of zero deforestation certification schemes by major food companies, dirty soya linked to deforestation still finds its way into supply chains, highlighting the ongoing challenges in combating environmental degradation. As pressure mounts on Cargill to address these issues, environmentalists and activists are calling for greater transparency and accountability in the company's operations. The future of our planet depends on companies like Cargill taking meaningful action to preserve our natural resources and protect vulnerable ecosystems for generations to come. Scandal 3: Price fixing and antitrust violations. In addition to environmental controversies, Cargill has also faced scrutiny for alleged price fixing and antitrust violations, further tarnishing its reputation in the food industry. One of the most notable cases involved a multi-million-dollar fine imposed on Cargill for its role in conspiring to fix prices of chicken products, ultimately harming consumers and stifling competition in the market. More recently, Cargill, along with other meatpacking giants including JBS, Tyson Foods, National Beef Packing Co., and Swift Beef Co., faced a wave of antitrust lawsuits alleging illegal control of the American beef market. Plaintiffs, including cattle ranchers, accused these corporations of engaging in price-fixing schemes that manipulated beef prices to their advantage while disadvantaging consumers and suppliers. Despite the significant impact on the beef industry and consumers alike, federal judge John R. Tunheim dismissed antitrust claims filed by cattle ranchers, ruling that they lacked standing to pursue their central arguments. The judge highlighted the complexities of the beef supply chain, suggesting that the alleged harm suffered by ranchers was too far removed from the actions of meatpacking companies to establish a causal relationship. This setback for the plaintiffs reflects the challenges of holding corporate giants like Cargill accountable for alleged anti-competitive behavior. While government investigations into the meat industry's practices continue, the outcome of these legal battles remains uncertain, leaving ranchers and consumers alike grappling with the consequences of market manipulation and price fixing. As the legal proceedings unfold, it remains to be seen how Cargill and other meatpacking companies will address these allegations and rebuild trust with consumers and suppliers. The outcome of these cases could have far-reaching implications for competition in the food industry and the future of the American beef market. Scandal 4: Political influence. The Cargill family's strong political influence has sparked worries about fairness and openness in how laws are made and rules are set. They have a lot of money and use it to sway politicians and policymakers, making rules that help their businesses. Critics say this gives them too much power to avoid or weaken rules that might challenge their control of the market, keeping them on top. The close connection between big companies like Cargill and politicians makes people wonder if politicians are truly putting the public's needs first. While lobbying is common in politics, the size of the Cargill family's influence has made many people concerned. This has led to debates about changing how money affects politics and how big companies can influence laws. As these discussions continue, attention is on companies like Cargill and their impact on public policies. The outcome of these debates could affect democracy, fairness, and the balance of power between big companies and the public. In a democracy, it's crucial for things to be open and accountable. The influence of powerful companies like Cargill should be watched closely to make sure they're acting in the best interests of the people. As we debate political influence, one thing is clear: we need more transparency and ethical behavior in government. Despite their immense wealth and influence, the Cargill family remains a controversial figure in the world of business and politics. While they continue to dominate the global food industry, their legacy is tainted by a string of scandals that raise questions about their ethics and accountability. And there you have it, folks, the enigmatic saga of the Cargill family. What are your thoughts on their scandals and controversies? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.